What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Midfield United. It is the eve of the next game. Sheffield United at home in what has been an absolutely massive, epic week already. We have got loads of callers lined up in the waiting room, ready to come on. It is the Calling Show, one of my favourite shows of the week. It gets some different voices on the show, gives you guys a chance to come and have your opinions. No other channel gives anyone or gets as many guests on as we do here at Man United. Madrid United. Man United? Jesus, settle down, Adam. You're not that big, son. Anyway, let's get on with it. Before we start, as you can see there, right in the corner, again, the One Football app is sponsoring this video, as they have done all the way through the month. Drop down into the description, guys. Download the One Football app for all your football info, information on your team, club, country, breaking news, team news, everything you need to know. And his news there regarding Jesse Lingard, Palestre. We'll get into that conversation with a few of the guests in a minute, see what they think. Odion Ighalo, last game done and dusted. He's the back of him. We've finished with him. He's going back. How do you feel about Odion Ighalo? We'll get into that as well and everything else going on. It's all there in the app. Drop down into the description. The link is there and everything. Anyone who does download the link from my description there on my link, it will all help with the channel going forward, so do that and get into them there. They are a top app and on the ball, like I say, every single week. So moving on, it is the Calling Show. Let's get into it. Let's get our first guest on. Andrew has been a follower of this channel and is a continuous contributor and always comments on the show. Doesn't always agree with me, which is good, because we like a bit of difference, don't we? That's what this channel's about. Opinions, different opinions. Andrew, my man, are you there?
All right. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm not too bad, Andrew, mate. I know it was the first time we spoke, mate. We've talked and chatted and done messages for quite a while now, mate. I know you had a few of the other guys as well. Where are you actually calling from, mate? Where are you based?
Luton.
Not too bad there. I know Flex lives in Luton, actually. In that area, so yeah. How's everything down there, mate? COVID wise, lockdown, everyone doing okay?
It's okay down there. It's a lot of snow down here, though.
Is there? It was bad up here. Bad up here over the weekend, mate. It's just started to ease a little bit now, but I dread to look out my window every morning at the moment, mate. It's one of them, innit? The comments, who's in, drop your questions in if you feel like you agree with some of the callers as well. Be respectful in the chat as well, people. Last thing I want is everyone falling out and being somewhat over the top with some comments, as it has happened in previous videos as well, guys. We're all a United community here. Keep it respectful and everyone will get on. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Andrew, I mean, we've got to start with what was an epic weekend, mate, really. And we can't really complain, can we, mate, with where we're at as United fan base at the moment?
No, there's actually a good performance. I can't complain about it. But, it's just the defence. That was it. It's the centre-backs really worried me. Yeah,
I mean, the combinations keep coming out, mate, don't they? Keep switching it up all there. I'm a big believer in playing two of the same every single week, and I think that partnership is Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire. That's just my opinion. I think that is the right sort of mix for me. Got nothing against Lindelof. He's an all right defender, but I just feel like Bailly fits our defence and works best in the four with Maguire than what Lindelof does. That's all. Just my opinion. But, I mean, getting into the good parts about the game, mate. Finally, our forward line came to the fore, mate. And we had some good performances from our front men for a change.
I was so impressed with Rashford because one thing I complained to him about is his final ball. And that game, he was superb. He picked the right passes at the right time. And I was impressed with that.
That's it, mate. He's always been picked on. We talked about it on the show afterwards with the guys about his decision making, which is why I gave him man of the match. And the stick that he's been getting recently. And you know what? Some of it undue. Fair criticism, I think he's been due because he hasn't been great, like a lot of our forwards. And you know what? Playing for United, you've got to expect that. But I thought against Liverpool, he was bang on, mate. Absolutely bang on. I want to get into a different subject for you, mate. We talked on Rashford there, and it does look, mate, like his best mate is finally about to leave Manchester United. If rumours be true, West Ham and David Moyes are calling Jesse Lingard in, mate. I mean, it's about time, would you say, Andrew, mate, that Jesse departed? Good timing.
I actually thought that we were going to sell him last summer.
Yeah,
that should have been what should have done. Not giving him 100 grand a week. That was the best
100%.
time.
100%, mate. I totally agree with that. I think they apparently rumoured in the actual deal that there is a buy option as well at the end of the loan contract. So, I mean, I think he'd be a good fit for West Ham if David Moyes there. I think it's probably the right move. They've just moved into 4th tonight as well in the league. So, it's not moving too far down the table, mate, is it?
No, it's actually a good thing because I honestly thought we were going to get rid of more players in the window, and it's really let me down. Like we haven't got rid of Rojo, Romero, and other players.
That's
and
it,
haven't
mate.
got any players in.
Yeah,
and we haven't got any players in, which is frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of good young players. Obviously, Ahmed Diallo. Everyone's getting excited about him coming and making his debut. I still don't believe he will make his debut. I think he's still way too young and isn't ready for being dropped right into the team right now. But you mentioned it there, not get rid of certain players. I mean, Boca Juniors are supposed to be interested in Rojo as well, mate. I mean, I think that's a move we all want to happen now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, because other players have got big contracts and they've even got rid of them.
Yeah,
we should have not give them big contracts straight away, and that's to do with the board.
100%, mate. It is. I mean, they're the ones. I don't know if they're thinking in terms of keeping these players here to maybe sell them on in time. But as we know, mate, United are useless at selling players. We never seem to be able to get a good deal, no matter who we sell. But I mean, moving on. You touched on your defence there. I'm pretty certain I already know what the answer to the next question is defensive-wise, mate. Tomorrow night, Sheffield United, Andrew. Yeah. A game that I think we should be maybe looking to maybe boost our goal difference in. I don't think Sheffield United are going to cause us any issues. I think United should be going and filling the boots. I know we say never take anything for granted in this league, but one thing you can guarantee this season is that Sheffield United are the whipping boys, mate, aren't they? I mean, who would you play in the game tomorrow, mate? Would you go all out? Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood, maybe bring Martial back? Is Bruno coming back in? Is it usual clientele?
I'll do De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back, and Bailly, Maguire.
Bailly back in.
Telles. And I'll put in midfield, I'll put Fred, Pogba, Donny van der Beek. Play Bruno off the right wing, and I'll play left wing, I'll play Martial, and I'll play Cavani up front.
Yeah.
I'll give Rashford Rashford's already injured already, I think. So I don't think they'll risk it for that reason.
He is back in training, at least we know that. So it's nothing serious. He has trained, so that's good news. But like you said, mate, and someone else has said it to me already before on Twitter, do we just rest Rashford and not risk him, knowing that Arsenal's coming up at weekend as well, mate? Big games. I mean, I think they're still 1-1 as we speak right now. I mean, we come out of this week, I think we've got to be looking at 6 points max. Easy, mate, really. We can't be looking at anything else in these 2 next games, can we, Andrew?
No, we can't be complacent either, because Arsenal have already beaten us in the league this season. And they're playing quite well so far.
The last team to beat us, mate.
Exactly. So what we have to do is show no fear, rather than showing fear each time we play against the top 6.
That's it. And before you shoot off, Andrew, what is your score prediction for tomorrow, mate? What are you going for, mate? Confident?
Yeah, 4-0.
4-0, I like that, Andrew. Yeah. That's what I like to hear. Get in there, get the job done, and move on to the weekend. I like it. Andrew, cheers very much for coming on, mate. Top man.
Thank you so much.
Glad to speak to you, mate. Glad to finally speak to you, pal. Thank you, mate. Cheers, buddy. Bye-bye. That was Andrew there. Confident about the Sheffield United game. I'm happy with that. I think I'm feeling exactly the same way, to be honest. But not all United fans are. I'm going to touch on this quickly before we bring the next guest on. I have to hit him up on it. My man Ricky started it all off again, didn't he, at weekend? Man, I think I quote him in saying that Bruno came on and did what Bruno does, and that was it. He then tried to say that Bruno was the reason we were back to the wall against Liverpool in the last 20 minutes. He gives no credit to Rashford. He gives no credit to Greenwood. He rated McTominay as more out of 10 than Rashford and Cavani. And you know what? For any United fan to be unhappy with the way it is at the moment, I hold my hands up. I say, look, I've been critical of Ole. I've been critical of all the team, but I keep it fair. I keep it down the middle. And if any United fan isn't happy with the way we're playing at the moment, then I feel sorry for you. I really do. Give your head a wobble, because let you play the football, well, so-called football that everyone who doesn't think it's good at the moment says we should be playing, them sideways passes, boring football, then you won't win anything. Simple as that. Facts don't lie. We've conceded more goals this season. Yeah, that might give you a bit of a stressful moment, but we've scored more goals this season. But just tell me where we are in the league. Yes, this type of football works better for this football club. It's as simple as that. Guys, seriously, I worry for you. I really do. Well, maybe one day I'll get back with Ricky and we'll have it out and we'll cross swords again. But I mean, I just can't believe where he's coming from. I can't see or have anything to say that he's right in any single way, or anyone who agrees with him is right. It's not just him. We know what Ricky's like. He just says these crazy things sometimes. I know him well enough to know that these come out all the time, these comments, but anyone who actually agrees with it, seriously, kick your head a wobble, people. Look where we are, look how we're playing, and that's all you need to know and realise. It's all about the mentality, the United way. This is how we played under Ferguson. You know what I mean? It was risk-reward football, and that's what we like to see. Simple as, people. Get over it. We're not going back to the boring sideways football, so you can keep complaining. But I'll just sit here, sipping a beer, looking at our position in the league, going, I'd rather have it this way. That's how I see it anyway. Guys, let's get on to our next guest. I don't know if he's got his camera on, but I'm going to call it out anyway and just see. LP United, I don't know if you're there, mate, or if you're just on speaker. Yeah, hello, mate. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, buddy. You all right?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right, pal. How are you doing? Where are you calling from, mate?
South Wales.
South Wales. Nice, nice. How's the weather down there, mate, then? Cold?
Oh, yeah, it's freezing out. Always is.
Yeah. So, let's get into it. I mean, I'll touch on another subject now. We just touched about Lingard. Obviously, Igalo has finally, he's done his time now at the football club. I mean, what is your one memory that you'll take from Odion Igalo's time at this football club? Because he did have a few decent moments, didn't he, really? But today's the day he's off. He's gone. How are you looking back on Igalo's time, mate?
I think Igalo shows what Solskjaer have had to put up with. No, when he needed a striker, because Martial was out for 3-4 months, and he ended up with Odion Igalo, another last day of the window. I think that shows another fact of what Solskjaer had to deal with in his time here. People look at it now, he's top. Yeah, he could have won a couple of times, but he's had to deal with a lot, Solskjaer, that people don't give him any credit for. Do you mean? And like Igalo, I think he'd been quite professional in all fairness. I never heard a bad word said about him, and I'll always remember that goal. You know, when they had no fans in the stadium, he flicked it up a couple of times and volleyed with his left foot into the top corner.
I remember that one, mate. I think we all remember that one. It was a cracker.
And now Cavani come in. I don't think Igalo, he haven't complained once about not playing. So he's done what he dreamt of, and now he'll probably go somewhere and get a massive wage again. Yeah,
that's it, mate. Goal against Lask was the living memory, I think, for all United fans. You just called it then, mate. His touch and finishing that one was like, wow. I still remember what he did for us in that derby game, you know, when he held the ball up and killed a bit of time and set the move going, what got us that McTominay goal. I think your little girl in the background, or whoever it is, agrees with me as well on that one, mate. Yeah, but I mean, looking ahead, mate, it doesn't look like anyone else is coming in this transfer window. Diallo, the only player that looks like he's coming, but we're hearing rumours today also that Palestri could be going back out on loan. Is this what you think United should be doing with the young lads? Because a lot of them just sit there in the under-23s, and we know the under-23s is a different level. Should we be sending more of our younger players out on loan, rumoured like Palestri is? That's got to be a better way forward for him?
Well, I think with Palestri, he's obviously shown that he's too good for the under-23s and not good enough yet for the first team. So I think going on loan to a lower table side or in a lower league, because I think he's going to Belgium, isn't he? I think Belgium is a good shout for him. I'd like to see Mengi as well.
Bruges, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mengi go out and loan to perhaps a championship team or a League One team as well. No, to get some experience playing against men. Because one day we might have a crisis. No way he needs to come in, and look what happened on the weekend to the Liverpool youngster.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was like a fish out, a duck out of water when he saw ref. He was all over the place. I think Rashford taught him a lesson that he'll never forget. I think that'll be valuable to him going forward. But you're exactly right, mate. When you come off the cold and bring it straight onto a different level, and like you said, lucky there, touch wood, this season, United haven't had that injury problem that we always get. And I'm hoping it stays that same. But you're dead right in what you said there, mate. We could easily have one of them spells in the season where we start to lose players left, right, and centre. And you know what? Maybe we could have called these players back from loan. You know what I mean? It's like Laird's out on loan now as well, which is good. I'm liking that because he's a player that is definitely one for the future. Diallo, we don't know if we're going to see him. I think the hype is building him up and the price tag is building him up to something he's not, I don't think, yet. He's hardly played any football at all. But looking at them transfer policies, mate, I mean, are you happy with the way United are moving with transfers now? It looks like the younger, prosperous and sort of potential players is where we're going. We're trying to build a team rather than bring in ready-mades. I know Cavani came in, but I think that was literally just for cover.
Yeah.
But are you happy with the strategy at the moment with the transfers?
Well, I think this is the right policy because I think we've been in a building process now since Ollie came in. And Ollie have done what no other manager done. He got rid of the deadwood. Do you mean? So building with youth is a good thing. It's like I speak to people about Paul Pogba. And if Paul Pogba leaves United, he's only going to go to a team who are going to start their building process again. You look at Real Madrid and they're all aged 30 or over. True. Barcelona going through the same. Juventus going through the same. Look how much they fell off this year. Whereas United now, we're starting to get towards the tip. And I think, like this year, people go on, we're in the league, going to win it. But all I wanted was progression from last year, which you can clearly see. And I was happy with that. I just wanted more points and perhaps a place higher in the league. I'd be happy. Obviously, you're at the time now where you think, perhaps we can win the league. And any United fan that's not getting excited should give their head a shake, in my opinion, because we haven't been here for so long. So, take it in your stride. But I think youngsters are the way forward. I think that right side is the only thing that worries me. And if you've got Sancho, a young boy as well, I think we'll only get stronger.
Yeah, I mean, to back up what you just said there, mate, last season we finished third with the youngest team in the league, behind City and Chelsea. I think behind City and Liverpool, sorry, but I'm looking at their average ages this season. Liverpool and City are both in the top 4 in this league right now for eldest squad on average. And guess who's still the youngest? Still the Reds, and we're top. Can you imagine if these guys start to hit any form of potential right now and build on this? We've got years to come with this team at the moment. I don't think anyone is realising what is being built right now. And I think the right moves have been made with the players that have come in. The Bruno Fernandes, the Portuguese Magnifico coming in. The Cavani's coming in. These sorts of players, the mentality of these players, the winning mentality and the know-how, mixing it perfectly with the younger players that we've got. And I think we're finally, I don't want to tempt fate, I think we're finally seeing the potential coming through. It's just sieving its way through into our form right now and the way we play. And to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool and beat them 3-2 kind of shows. And everyone's going on about the players that we're missing. They're missing 2 centre-halves, people. That is it. I mean, you can call Henderson, that was just a freak injury, but we played them at their place, we should have won. They're missing Gomez and they're missing Van Dijk. If you're a big club, you should be able to deal with that. I mean, no one else is out. They've got Thiago in there. They've still got the best 3 from the last 3 seasons up there. I'm thinking, this is a massive, massive excuse all of a sudden. I don't know why. We've had 5 and 6 players missing at different times, but getting into what's coming up, mate, it was great and it's good to see. Can we continue it? Are you confident that we can beat Sheffield United and Arsenal? 2 games in a week now again. The squad being stretched again. Is Ollie going to utilise it well enough like he did against Liverpool? And are you confident for the rest of this week?
I think Sheffield United now is the time, like the previous call said, to get our goal difference up. Because when we're in this form, you've got to hit teams to 6. No, like a City does and a Liverpool did last year. You've got to do it. Because, our last couple of results, I think we've won by 1 goal of me in the last month.
Yeah.
So, we're not gaining much when City go out and beat a team 4-0. And, we all know what happened before with City with goal difference. We don't want to repeat if it does come to that. But I don't think we've got anything to worry about. And I think our squad depth, in my opinion, is, I would say, the best in the league. Our depth, when you think of people like Van der Beek, you got like Martial, he wasn't in team on the weekend, you bring him in. You can bring Lindelof in. You bring Mata on for experience. I think we got unbelievable squad depth. I think about 3 players in the summer, and I'd like to see this United team getting back up there, to be honest.
Yeah, mate, I think we are on the way up there, mate. Like you said, I was in exactly the same boat as you was. I said, all I wanted for this season was to close that gap on the top 2 to possibly within 10 points, single figures. We were that far away. Little did I know, or anyone know, how crazy this season was going to be. And I think United have adapted to the climate better than anyone else in that top half of the table. And I just feel like it's all laid out for us. There's no reason why we shouldn't be getting excited. I'm thinking that we can go all the way right now. We're halfway through the season. I mean, it's not like it's just started and we're a few games in. Everyone's settled. Our squad looks fitter than anyone's right now, I would say, because everyone's getting big injuries. Be interesting to see. I know City have smashed West Brom tonight, but they're having one of them spells where they're getting all these, I can't say crap teams, but you know what I mean, the teams that they know City are going to go and walk over. And it's just one of them right now. But missing De Bruyne for a few weeks now. I know they've got big games coming up. Liverpool's coming up for them. Vardy missing for Leicester. I know Jacob Quigg, Leicester fans in the chat there. Vardy could be a big miss for Leicester. It is such a weird season. The fact that I'm looking at the table now halfway through and seeing West Ham in 4th, it's just, that's mind-boggling on its own. But it just shows you, mate, I think if we don't take advantage of this, I think we will rue the opportunity, mate, because we can build off this season, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I never expected us to be this close this year. Whether people say, it's a COVID league, but you look over it, the past 12 months, Ollie have got more points in the league than any other manager. So he's obviously going on the right path. I know there's still people Ollie out, Ollie this. I'm still bang in the middle because this season it could collapse. But at the moment, I don't see how you can criticise him or this United team.
Yeah.
And you look at Liverpool. Liverpool's problem started after COVID. No when they come back in the league when they lost to Watford. And people got to remember, they lost 7-2 to Aston Villa with Van Dijk and Gomez in the back. So to me, they're acting like their losses. They dealt with them 2 centre-halves missing for months. But I think now teams have worked them out, to be honest. Like you look at United on the weekend, Trent and Robertson were up there and we just exploited our space time and time again. I thought we could have won 4-5, to be honest.
Yeah, we should have, made. The way we were playing, I thought we just had a few decision-making not go completely right for some of the players at certain times, but I thought we looked dangerous. Cavani's header off the post, another foot, there's 4, like you said, and the chances we had in the first half were Greenwood.
Greenwood's a bit
easily.
Chances, but at the end of the day, he needed a goal, I think, didn't he? And that's all he thought about. And at the end of the day, he is a number 9, Greenwood, whether people like to say it or not, he is not a winger. So his intention is to score goals, and I don't want that greediness to go from him. Otherwise, he'll be a shadow of the finisher he is.
That's it, mate. That is it. Before you go, LP, mate, what's your score prediction for tomorrow, mate? And actually, give me your Arsenal one as well while you're at it, mate. How do you see the week going?
I go for a 4-0 against Sheffield United, and I think we'll beat Arsenal 2-0.
Oh, I like that. I'm liking that. Brilliant, mate. Thanks for coming on, pal. Really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you, Brad. Have a good show.
You too, buddy. Thank you. See you later, mate.
Ta-da.
That's LP and Andrew, both going with 4-0 wins against Sheffield United tomorrow. Confidence levels are high. I like it. This is how it used to be, guys. It really did. This is what I keep telling Alfie. He literally started watching United. His first game was Old Trafford, 0-0. David Moyes against Jose Mourinho. And that's the football. That's the football he has started watching, where he's brought up from. And he's like, Dad, what's all this hype? Why is everyone getting angry? And it's just trying to explain how United used to be. When you've seen what happened with Moyes and Van Gaal and Mourinho, it's like an impossible job. But that's what the younger generation are like right now. Some of them have not seen. Some of them have not even seen United and the way we used to be and the way we used to play under Sir Alex Ferguson. There's a new generation out there, and I think this is what flies around a lot of social media a lot of the time as well. Is they just don't remember what it's like or have not even seen it. And whereas us old fogies like me, I don't know, even Owen's seen a little bit of it, and he's a young pup as well, waiting to come on in a bit as well. He's there, I know, I can see him smiling in the background. I'm winding you up, mate. Now, next guest, I'm sure if I'm right, I recognise this face, and I don't know if I'm right or not. I may be completely wrong. Hamza, are you there, my man? Hamza's muted. Hang on, I still can't hear you, mate. I still can't hear you. Change something quickly so I can hear you. The failsafe. No, not yet. Try again. Try unmuting yourself now, Hamza, mate.
There we go.
There's the man. How you doing, mate? Are you okay?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Am I right in thinking, was you there at Norwich that day? Was that you, or was that, I'm thinking you look exactly like the same person who was speaking to me outside the ground?
Oh, mate, that wasn't me.
Okay, somebody who looks very much like you then, mate. I stand like a lemon. Where are you calling from, Hamza?
I'm calling from Leeds.
Leeds? Oh, not too far away, mate. Just over the Pennines. How are you, a United fan there, mate, dealing with that lot and just coming back up again?
Mate, the abuse I get at work pre-COVID
I'm not going to say I can only imagine. I know because there is a hatred between United and Leeds which is different to anything else in English football. Liverpool is one thing, yes, biggest rivals, but the most hated is the Leeds United rivalry, and it's just a shame that we couldn't get the fans in just to welcome them back this season, especially for that 6-2, mate. I'm guessing that was a pretty good day for you, was it?
Oh, mate, it was epic. There was a lot of trolling, a lot of memes. I like to go in hard on people. I don't hold back.
No, that was quality. I'd have been going all in, mate. I'd have been wearing armour coming out just to make sure. But yeah, while I was in the office or everyone working, my mates, I would have been giving pure jip. But getting on to the Reds, mate, and it's been decent, hasn't it, pal? 13 games, 10 wins in the league, knocking Liverpool out the FA Cup. It is almost enough, mate, to just rinse my memory of that Champions League last game and going out in the group stage. I needed something. I said at the time I needed a good run. We're going on a serious run right now. The away record is brilliant. Never seen anything like it. Do you feel like Ollie is adapting his ways and his coaching, or whether it be coaching or his actual way of handling this team and getting the best out of it now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, just to touch on what you said previously, sort of post-Fergie, this is the first time we have an identity. We're a counter-attacking team. Our transitional play is pretty poor, if we're being honest, but route one direct, we're unstoppable.
Yeah, there's Alfie in the chat as well. He's just listening to what I said. He's upstairs shouting at someone on his PlayStation and then jumping onto YouTube at the same time. But yeah, that's what kids do these days. It's all they do because they can't do anything else. But yeah, getting back, Hamza, mate. I mean, looking forward. And a lot of the other lads, the two other lads who've been on before, Andrew and LP, were saying that they expect us to smash Sheffield United. I mean, back in the Fergie days, we touched on it then, mate. This was a game we would just go, let's just go and get our goal diff. Let's just go and get a few goals and play. We don't need to be worried about what they do. We just need to go out and just hit them and play our game. I think we can do that with this team now.
The thing is, Adam, I think when you compare sort of stylistically Ollie to Jose, it's very, very similar football. And this is the kind of thing that a lot of United fans perhaps are a bit reluctant to admit. Ollie is the kind of manager who will always worry about the opposition more than he'll worry about us. So it wouldn't surprise me if McFred starts against Sheffield. But what I really want to see is more of Donny. I know there's a lot of United fans out there who are feeling a bit ill felt of how Donny's been treated since he signed for us. And I just think with Lingard, going to West Ham, there's a right wing berth which is pretty much up for grabs now. And
There is.
Bruno or Pogba, either or, are good enough to play out wide. They're both more so Pogba because if there's defensive responsibilities, he can track back more so than Bruno. Is a little bit more disciplined. But I'd like to see Donny start against Sheffield because I think when you've got someone like Chris Wilder who plays sort of a low block defense, they're very physical. They'll give you a real scrap. They might be the whipping boys this season, but they are quite a physical, tenacious team. Donny could be the difference. He could have that moment of magic to unlock, what would be a 0-0 stalemate. Because I think, as the other lads touched on, they went quite optimistically with 4-0 and 4-0. I think it's going to be tighter than we think. I think this is going to be one of them real games where it's going to be nitty-gritty, Burnley away, Stoke on a rainy night, and we're going to edge it by a couple of goals, maybe 2-0. I'll go 2-0.
Mate, you know what, mate? As long as it's not clinging on in the last minute with a one goal lead again, like it has been for weeks, then I'll probably take a 2-0. I really would, but I expect, City there smashing West Brom 5-0 now. That's what I think a lot of United fans would go, right, okay, yeah, we're top of the league, but we can't do what City do to these smaller teams. That's the difference. City look like they're purring at the moment, and they probably do look like they are the biggest threat because Liverpool are falling away right now and don't look like they're in any place. But, you touched on them wing berths there, mate. Could it just be a case that Donny has two absolute quality players in Pogba and Bruno in front of him is why we've not actually seen him more this season, because both at the moment, and Bruno's been off a little bit, I admit, but his impact and his influence is ridiculous. And Pogba, I think, has been our best player for the last 4 weeks, personally, in midfield. I think he's stepped up after what happened. Is that really a factor in the Donny situation? We have to look at it as United fans and go, we're just spoiled in this position.
Yeah, it's a factor, but then, as you touched upon, Pogba was benched, I remember, for several months at the start of the season. I know a lot of fans are saying it's because he had COVID and, he was just transitioning back into full fitness. But with all that Raiola stuff that came out several times at the start of the season, you could tell there was something behind the scenes there that Ollie wasn't, happy with Pogba that way. But
it was funny, mate, because when that last bombshell came from Raiola, that's when Pogba started playing every game. It was like we were like, really? And then I thought, you know what? Has this actually been set up? Has it just been set up to rile everyone and we're just playing a complete bluff here and Pogba's just going to come in? I don't know if Ollie's that clever, but it was so strange that it happened and Pogba just started playing more after that came out, mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think with the whole Pogba, like you rightly said, a lot of fans do think he's been our sort of player of the month along with Shaw for the past 4 or 5 games. They've both been outstanding. But I think with Pogba, you've got to look at the bigger picture, mate. He's been here 4 years. This could just be a little spell because, this isn't Ransom Vance where, we've praised Pogba for every little pass or every little, tackle and stuff. There's a lot of, bad performances Paul Pogba gave us season after season. I know he's in a bit of form right now, but, he's had 4 years at this club. Donny's had less than 6 months. So I would just like to see Donny given at least some of the opportunities Pogba was given. Because I think with Pogba, he's quite unique as he can play 6, 8 or 10. So you can always play him in the team.
Wide?
Oh, out wide, yeah, like you said, out wide. But with Donny, I think Donny in the 10 and Bruno in the 8, that would be a good combination. Because we don't need McFred against Sheffield. McFred should be for like Liverpool away, Chelsea away.
Yeah, definitely agree in that one, mate. The one holding midfielder is all we need. Some are calling for Matic to come in for this game, just for the fact that he is completely fresh and we could save some of our legs for the Arsenal game, because I feel like that is going to be a box-to-box style game. It's going to be very energetic, the Arsenal game at weekend. I do think Arteta is going to try and play a little bit more, adventurous than he did, more adventurous than he did at Old Trafford with the players that he's got available again now. But, we'll see. But, looking at that wide berth, mate, we talked about it with a couple of other guys. We talked about it on the show after the game against Liverpool. Marcus Rashford, you look at him this season, everyone's saying he's being played in a position that he prefers more than what Martial is. Well, Rashford's actually played on the left, on the right, and centre forward this season. and he's scored a goal every other game in all 3 positions that he's played this season for the amount of games he's played. He's just a player who and I hope he keeps this mentality, because this is why I actually like him and rate him, even when he's bad. And I'm not going to hide away from it. He can be awful sometimes. He really can. But he never scares away. He'll always try and do that next thing, even if it makes him look like an idiot, which it does. But he's never scared to take a chance. And that is a massive thing for me, being older clientele again, I know. But Rashford, I think, can play all over that front 3, and I think he will. And I think he'll make it work for himself. Some people say they don't like him on the right. I think he's a bit more direct on the right, to be honest, because he's got that strength there, and no one knows if he's going to cut in or if he's going to go down the line on the right-hand side, whereas on the left, we know what he's going to do. But that ball over the top just showed his versatility. And I mean, that is the Rashford. And if he can keep that up, then he could possibly make it to that elite status. But, I mean, Rashford could easily work on that right-hand side that you said, Hamza, mate. Is that an option that you would probably consider? And then you could really open the left up to a Martial.
I think Rashford, on, like you've touched up on the wings, works really, really well just from the directness. Yeah. I remember a particular game I was at. It was season 17-18. It was Liverpool at home. And Marcus got the brace that day. We won 2-1.
Remember I was there.
Yeah. He tore Liverpool apart. I was right behind the net, actually, for the goal. So it was good to see Marcus. Marcus is the kind of player he's very similar to Nani in a way. He can frustrate you, but he has these. He's better than Nani, but it's a similar sort of thing. The moments of sheer brilliance, and Marcus, because he's quite physical, he's quite an athlete. He can punish teams in a number of ways. Long range, short range, in the air. He's very good. He's quite a tall lad. I think, like you touched on, Marcus has had a lot of criticism over the past, I'd say, 2 seasons, and I think some of it's been unjust. To be fair, I think because if you look at this season, Adam, Marcus has got 15 goals, 10 assists. Yeah. But then we see Martial as this Bobby Firmino Part 2, holds up the play. But I think Martial's all-round game, and it'd be great to get your perspective on this, isn't as complete as Rashford's. Martial's very one-dimensional in what he can do. He can hold the ball up. He can bring people into play. He's got a good footballing brain. So I think Marcus, what lets him down is it's not his mentality or attitude, but it's his football awareness. Like, he often does the wrong pass, or he takes a shot from way out when he could just simply put someone else into play.
Yeah, no, mate. No, you touched on it there, mate. I'm only too happy to answer. And I agree. If I was picking one right now, I would be having Marcus Rashford all day long over Martial. I know that's going to upset a lot of people. The Martial FC troops could be out again, but look at it. Martial's played left wing and forward this season. He's got, I think, 4 goals in total, 5, I think it is. One of them was gifted penalty by Rashford while he was on a hat-trick against Leipzig. I just don't think he's at the standard we need him to be. And the word need him is the level that I expect him to be, which was what he set at the end of last season. I'm not having it that he comes in and starts moaning now because Cavani's in and he's lost his centre-forward position again and everyone should feel sorry for him. No, I'm not having that. I just said it then. Marcus Rashford has played centre-forward, right wing, left wing this season, scored every other game in all 3 of them positions. He makes it work, and that's why I would take Rashford. That's why I would take him over Martial, because I feel like he would make more of the position he's in than what Martial would. And this is no slant on Martial whatsoever. He's a great player. I just want him back to that hungry, unplayable Martial that we had at the back end of last season that I can't afford. I don't think we can afford, Manchester United, to have an off season and a good season. The level of elite strikers is the Harry Kanes, the Lewandowskis. If you want to play number 9, you've got to have a season like you did last season, every single season. And that's, I think, the level that United should be going for. Rashford, I don't think he's a striker. I don't think we should play him through the middle. Either wing, I think he's lethal. And he does a better job, I think, there than he does at centre-forward. So I'm happy for him. But I liked Martial being 9 last season, mate. I thought he was making the position his own. And then all of a sudden, the drop-off, again, when another striker comes in to challenge him. And that's what I don't like about him. He doesn't seem to make the most of it. And why is he not getting into that French team all the time? Is there something about it that other managers are picking up? I know they're spoiled for choice, but Giroud, if you can't get past Giroud, then I'm starting to worry a little bit. You know what I mean? He's not the only manager that he isn't being picked for. I just want Martial back, and I don't know if we're going to get him back. I hope for the second half of the season he starts to come back into form, but you know what? He's got competition now. If he has a poor game again, like he did against Fulham and the games before, Cavani's going to come in and make him look silly, and he's going to hold that spot down.
No, you've touched on some great points there. I think the first thing from that is, with Martial, there's always been this mentality thing. There's always been a question of Martial's temperament, because Jose, if you remember, was very critical of Martial. He was one of the main players who he threw out on the bus. Remember when Alexis came in January, he did the whole, was it Alexis or Zlatan? It was Zlatan, wasn't it? He changed shirts from the 9 to 11, and then Martial was in form sort of Christmas 17, and then we got Alexis January 18, and Alexis took Martial's place on the left. And it was because of, Alexis originally was because of his work rate and temperament. It does make you think, you know, I'm not saying Mourinho was a saint by any means, but he was, there is some truth to it, I think, about Martial's composure, his temperament, because he's one of them guys, when he's in form, he's in form. When things are going for him, he really rides that wave. Yeah. When things aren't going so well, that's where I think him and Marcus differ. I definitely think it's where him and Eddie differ. Eddie's got that elite mentality. You know, against Liverpool last Sunday, Eddie had one touch in the box. It was that header, the 93rd minute, that thumped the post. Yeah. But what Eddie did do was he worked tirelessly that performance. He was everywhere. He was like a real Tarzan. he was scrapping with for every ball. And I think right now Cavani does have a place ahead of Martial just for what he brings us. And even if Cavani does have a bad game, it's the fact that, you know, Cavani's 33, 34 years of age. It's that influence he has in the dressing room. It's the influence he has on the pitch. It's the respect he commands. So I think, as it should be right now, our front three should be Rashford, Cavani, and that right wing should be Bruno, Pogba. And I really do think if we want to get this goal difference up, we need to sort of scrap McFred for the lesser teams and bring in Donny. And I think that's when we'll start seeing us at full flow, because that midfield there is very, I guess, blessed to play football. It's very technically adept. It can unlock any defence. Long ball, through ball, set pieces either. We've got some great takers. You know, Maguire, he's got his faults, but he's great at set pieces. I just think by just having that complete dimension, that was what's probably going to tail us away from City. Yeah,
no, I agree, mate. I totally agree with everything you're saying there, mate. It's going to be interesting. I don't see Oli playing Bruno on the right, I'll be honest. You may see a Pogba in there, as we did against Liverpool, and he was effective in that game as well. Nate T says there, I kind of feel Martial was more consistent than Rashford at the end of last year. No, I agree completely. He was. Martial, that's the Martial I said. That's the Martial I want. And I'm not accepting that we have to forget about him for half a season. I'll be happy if he has a good second half of the season, but come on, man. This is, you know what I mean? It's half a season gone now. So before you go, Hamza, mate, was it 2-0 you were saying for the game tomorrow?
2-0 for the Sheffield game.
2-0, I'll take that. And the Arsenal game, how are you feeling about that one?
You know what? They're under some real pressure. I think, you know, Frank talked yesterday. He's gonna be next, I think.
Let me just see what that score is at the Arsenal game. I just want to check in on that. Actually, just to see where they're at. Still 1-1. No, 2-1 Arsenal. They're in front. Oh, I'm never going to hear the rest of it now from Zane. He's going to be popping up every bleeding minute now. He's watching that. I don't know. Tomorrow's watch along is going to be fun anyway. But yeah, that's it, mate. Cheers for coming on, Hamza. I really appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Have a good one, mate. Keep that red flag flying in Leeds, mate. Cheers. We just got one more guest before Owen comes on. Owen's still patiently waiting. I can see him there. Look at him. He's being all good. No beer. Yes. But I've got Cal coming on next. Cal, are you ready, mate? There he is. You've sussed it, mate. You got the technology working, pal.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Good, mate. Good. So, mate, looking ahead. Yeah, you can tell because you've got a bit of a delay on yours as well, but we'll work through it, mate. Don't worry. Okay, so moving on, I want to touch on a certain playoff. It's this man right here. I just want to see. I'll get your opinion on. He has got some doubters. Some believe it or not. I can't believe it. in this United fan base. But for me, has been the one reason why we are moving the direction we are at the moment. He started all this off, I think. And I just want to get your opinion on how you think, and if you think that he is the reason why we are on this upward curve right now. The Bruno Fernandes effect has been massive for this football club. Even when he's bad, he can still win as a game, mate. And it's like I said, he came on against Liverpool. Ricky said it. Bruno comes on and does what Bruno does. Yeah, Ricky, that's win us a game. Simple as. And that's what Bruno does, mate. He's massive for this club.
Exactly. I think you could tell as well, before we bought him for that Burnley game last year, before we bought him, you could tell in the fan base that everyone there was mixed choice. They didn't know what to think about everything. But as soon as we bought him after that Burnley game, you could see the clockworks change then, and ever since then, it's like he's becoming the next Ronaldo. I'll be honest with you, like he just can't stop scoring for us. And I mean, that Liverpool game as well, his stats prove everything. Yeah, like I couldn't believe after the Liverpool game when he came on, that free kick, and lucky for Pogba as well for ducking. I'll be honest.
You know what, mate? We did I did the watch along with Tim, and I said to him, all you have to do, you're that close there, just smash the ball as hard as you can at Paul Pogba. Hope that he moves, because the keeper won't save it no matter what position he's in. And you just said it there, mate. Pogba did a great job in just ducking out the way of that, because there was no stopping that. If you had two goalkeepers in the goal, there wasn't stopping that. But in terms of Bruno, mate, I mean, the conversation always comes around, what is our best setup going forward? What is your ideal midfield? And thinking, would you utilise Donny van der Beek in there? If you got to play Bruno, Donny and Pogba? We're spoiled in that position, mate. Is there any way you would change it up to fit all three of them in there? Or is it just a simple case that you're playing for Man United, one of these guys has to just sit out every now and then?
Yeah, I feel like with Van der Beek, it's been a nightmare for him. Like coming from Ajax and not getting a lot of game time, it's been hard for him. Like you could tell that he's not been happy with that. But I do think he's got to wait. I'm not too sure he'll start tomorrow, but I think he might come off the bench at some point. But I think like Pogba, Fred, and Bruno are our best three at the moment. They're just Pogba and Fred together. Yeah, it's a good combination for us. Every time they're playing, you can see the mentality that they both need, that they both want. When they're playing together, it's like when you put when McTominay and Pogba were playing together. Yeah, they did a good job, but it's like
I know what you're saying, mate.
Pogba and Fred together.
I know exactly what you're saying with that, mate.
Together like a good form.
Yeah, that link up in midfield is key. I think what's been letting us down. That's why I feel, I'm going to come to you on this one, mate. This is the question for you now. Someone posted it up in the comments earlier on, and I'm looking at it going, right, okay, same one again. 3 positions to choose from, mate. Which one is more important? I know what mine is. Everyone knows what mine is. Holding midfielder, centre-back, or that right winger, mate. If you could buy one in the summer and it'd be a top player, just make one signing this summer coming. Which position do you think is that one that just solidifies and makes us that team that we're just almost close to, but you just feel like we are that one quality player away from? Which area do you think it is, mate, on the pitch?
Oh, it's definitely centre back. Like Eric Bailly's been doing a good job for us lately. But as everyone knows now, he's injury prone. Yeah, Lindelof. As harsh as it sounds, he should be on the bench a lot more, because he's been starting a few games this season. Well, quite a lot actually. That's why Eric Bailly came in. But I think if we had a good centre back in that role on the right, like a Koulibaly or someone like that, I think our form in the back four would be immense. Like Wan-Bissaki's been a bit shaky, but he's starting to pick up his form now. Luke Shaw, everyone knows Luke Shaw. He's just been immense this season, going onwards. Don't think he'll start tomorrow though. I think Tellers needs a run out. But Maguire, everyone said it as well. Yeah, like when Maguire is with Eric Bailly, he's on form. But when you put Lindelof there, it's like it's just shaky and it needs to get sorted. So yeah, centre back for me, I think.
Yeah, I mean Nate's going there. Centre back again. Centre back CDM says Alien. Bad shot, mate. We need a fast centre back who can be with Maguire 60 games a season. I think that's Ash going on at what Nate said there. Because Nate doesn't think Maguire's the one. Crazy what the fan base is like. So many opinions. I do agree, though. I think Eric Bailly, when he's fit, has to play for this team. It's as simple as that for me. He is probably our best centre back when it all comes down to it. Alfie says Upamecano would be a good signing. Yes, he would. He would be a very good signing. But can we get him?
I think also with Eric Bailly as well. Like you can tell that he wants to be in that centre back pairing. You can tell he's got the passion and everything to work hard. Like that block that he made. Oh, he's got the passion, definitely.
Yeah, that definitely, mate. Listen, mate, we are running out of time, sadly, but quickly, mate, just give us your prediction on tomorrow's game, mate. How do you see it going against Sheffield tomorrow?
To be honest, I wouldn't underestimate Sheffield United. Yeah, they're at the bottom, but anything can change with our centre backs at the minute, especially if Lindelof's playing. So, I think we'll win. I think it'll be a 4-1 win.
4-1, I'll take that, mate, all day long. Get me in there right now for that, mate. Cal, really appreciate you coming on, mate. Thanks for your time, pal. Hope you have a good rest of the evening. And hopefully tomorrow night you'll pop into the watch along just to give the lads a big up, and hopefully we're 4-1 up, like you said, by that time, mate, as well. So cheers for coming on, Cal, mate.
Yeah. Cheers. Have a good stream.
Cheers, mate. We've only got one man left to come on, and that's the guy everybody knows. He's not there at the moment. Oh, yes, he is. He's just popped back up again. Gonna get him in to finish the show. Owen, mate.
How are we?
How's it going, mate?
Not too bad, are you, mate?
I'm all right, mate. What do you think of the scores so far tonight, mate? Anyone's impressing you? Obviously, City are smashing it. Arsenal 3-1 up now.
Is it 3-1 now? Do you know what? I haven't been paying attention to it. I turned it on and I missed the first 2 goals. I literally turned it on. And you know, after they showed the replays of the goal, and then popped up with the score. That's when I turned it on. Literally, that moment when they pop up. So I missed the first 2 goals. I seen Saka's goal. That was pretty good. I'm just trying to prepare for tomorrow.
Hey, can you imagine Zayn and the watch along tomorrow now? After the Arsenal winning, do you know, it is. But looking at us, mate, we're still buzzing from Sunday, obviously. Igalo's gone today. Looks like our man Beans, Lingard, Kudbiowski's finally, mate. We've talked about this a while, mate. West Ham, 4th in the league, mate. I mean, your mate must be buzzing right now, your West Ham, mate.
I think so. I haven't got a reply off Sam. I'd say he's gone on the piss, to be honest, man. If they're 4th in the league, Danny Dyer just put something on Instagram there. My child is fine, thank you, Alien. Danny Dyer had a grandson this week, and he said, I can safely say that my beautiful grandson was the 2nd best thing that's happened this week, with a photo of the league table. So, I mean, West Ham fans are absolutely buzzing, and fair play to them. And I love Jesse, like as a United fan that grew up with him. So he was sort of one of the first few players that I watched come through the youth team, and had paid attention to him. That youth cup team with Pogba, Ravel, Ryan Tunnicliffe was in there as well. There was a few others. I sort of paid quite a lot of attention to that one, and I've loved Jesse since he's played. It gave me one of the happiest moments in football when he scored that winner in the FA Cup final. And do you know what? I just wish him the best of luck, and I hope he gets to perform, near the levels again that he was producing in 17-18, and he deserves it. He's had a tough time of it recently, so fair play to him.
Yeah, I mean, mate, we've been waiting a long time to see some form of Ferguson football again. It does feel like we're getting close to that right now in terms of how we're acting, how we're dealing with games. Yeah, there may be no particular style, but there is a mentality right there. Now, I heard Matt Hughes come on talking on the radio the other day. The first thing he said was, you can tell that Ollie is getting that winning Manchester United mentality into this team. So they can be playing bad, but they're always going to be dangerous. And even when we go behind now, mate, we're not too worried. We're really not worried, mate. We're not stressing anymore. That's the difference in this style.
At no point against the Scousers was I worried that we weren't going to win.
There you go, mate. You just nailed it in one.
When the fuck was the last time we were able to say that? We're down 1-0 and I was still confident. I was like, yeah, we'll score 2 or 3. There was no point where I was, as I say, there was no point where my bum was flapping. I was just confident the whole time, mate. It was just...
Yeah. Do you know what, mate? Do you know what else is funny right now? And I'll tell you another one that gives me that feeling. The other results, I don't care. I'm not looking at anyone else and thinking, I'm not really bothered. I'm looking down on everyone going, I don't have to be looking up and waiting for someone else's result, thinking we can claw them back. All we're looking at is City at the moment. I think they're the ones who are standing out. And for me, I feel like on our day, we would still be a match for them if we can suss out Pep's tactics that are obviously killing us at the moment. Then that is the only team I can see getting anything off us right now. And if you'd have offered me that at the end of last season, you know what, I would have gone all day long, mate, all day long. But you said it then, mate. We're not as worried anymore. Whereas before the Mourinho, we went 1-0 down. Best result we could hope for was a draw, mate. And I'm looking at the options we've got now. We've said, how many times have we said it, mate, on the shows after the games? Did you see that bench? The best bench in world football this weekend. It is frightening, mate.
Mate, it's brilliant. It is. It's honest. I'm just happy again, man. I haven't had us playing this well since I was a kid. I mean, you're on about your outfit. I mean, I caught sort of the fact. Well, I caught the best bit of it, but I was a kid, so I remember it well. But like, it's not. It wasn't in sort of the best years to be good. Which are sort of in your teens, and I can't wait now. To be honest, but I'm just look. If we get look, we were just hoping to bridge the gap at the start of the season, and now we're looking at a potential title challenge, potential double. Okay, we forget that as well. There's a potential there as we're not going to do a Scousers and count the Europa League as a treble. We can't really do that.
But it's still a trophy, isn't it, mate? And
it's still a trophy, and do you know what? I'd happily go out of it against Sociedad.
Thing is, you got to look at it this way, mate. If we went out and won the Europa League, and I've been a guy who just said, look, I hate the Europa League. I don't want to be in it. But if we stopped someone else getting into the Champions League because we won the Europa League,
like Chelsea did to Arsenal.
Oh yes, mate, that would be epic. And you know who I would love it to be? Arsenal. They're thinking they get on this high and they just about scrape in there, and then
they're getting battered by Benfica in the round of 32. I don't think we need to worry about having to knock them out. Do you know? Remember when we were outside hotel football filming fan cams and they lost to Olympiacos, mate? It was brilliant.
Oh, I know, mate. Good old days, mate. Good old days actually being outside. Hey, what would you take right now, mate? Would you take us winning things and not being able to go, or get back to the game watching crap?
I probably would take going back and watching crap.
No, it's horrible, isn't it?
I just miss it, man. It's fucking. I just miss. I miss going to a game. I miss seeing all the people that I've seen in a pub every game since I was a kid, and going in, getting the tram in, just having a few beers. singing a few songs, celebrating, kissing someone you'd never met before in your life when you score a last-minute winner. That's what I want. That's what we watch football for.
I said the other day, so by the time we get back, Alfie will be able to buy us a pint, mate. That's how long it seems like it's been. Absolutely mental, mate. It's a year. It's going to be a year very, very soon, mate. I think next month is pretty much a year when we get to the back end of February. Then the games are all called off.
Yeah, it was the second week of March, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, it was that one. Yeah, that's it, mate. It is, but pretty much finished up for tonight, mate. We're at the hour mark now. Everyone just joining in the chat as well with us here right now. We've got a few people joining in. Paul, how are you doing, mate? Crazy Irish man. How's it going, pal? We're just talking the good old days about actually being able to go to a game. But looking at the Sheffield United one, mate, confident, going to go smash him, carry on this form.
I'm confident. I mean, I like Sheffield United as a club. They've got a lot of Irish lads there, and I'd like to see him do well. Obviously, my boy John Egan, but I don't see any way back for them. It was nice for them to get a win. I'd say, I heard what the first ad that was on. It should be about getting a goal difference up. Really, I mean, City are they at 4 or 5 now? What is it? I don't know, but we should be trying to match. We should be trying to match that. Trying to get 4 or 5 past Sheffield. I mean, we scored 5 past them in the other post-lockdown league. So why can't we do it again? Hopefully, and try and keep a clean sheet as well. That's what we need to, because we seem to not be able to do that recently.
And you're talking about Irishmen, crazy Irish man thinks we're going to win 10-1. Oh, another crazy shout. It's Tim's in the chat with us here right now. Just wait till the Canadian gets back over there. Shows you lads how to drink. Oh,
Tim! Mate, as a whole continent, you can't drink shit.
Tim, that is a dangerous statement to make, mate. Have you seen Paul when he's
also, Tim's never seen a student night out in Manchester, mate. Fucking hell, come on. I'll bring him out on a Wednesday night in Manchester.
Yeah. When we all finish, guys, I've said to all of them, I said, the whole crew, everyone who's always on the show, the regulars, we're going to get together. We're going to go into Old Trafford. We're going to do the VIP experience, get smashed up, go out into Manchester later, and everyone's welcome. Anyone who's at the game, we'll organise one. We'll have a big meet, and everyone just go at it. We had a top epic night. But I think we're a while off that yet, mate. But for now, it's just us, mate. Just us, a TV, a laptop, whatever it may be, and the Reds, fortunately, are not depressing us, mate, and we've actually got some good football to watch. Mike Lilly just said it there. On that note, we'll finish. It's the Mad Red Piss Up. You got to hashtag that one.
Should we put I reckon we should put like a fucking hall or something. Just go for it.
Book a room, mate. Yeah, we'll book a room, book a floor somewhere, and just do it.
What's that? The living room. That's what we'll do. We'll put that out. Bosh. Give it large.
That's it. Tim's up for it. We'll get by that time as well. We'll have Dave over living in Amsterdam, so he'll be in the Europe side. He'll be half an hour away on a plane, so everyone will be closer. We'll try and get Mary there. Mary will probably drink Tim under the table anyway. To be honest, I think that's one that you've got to be looking out for. If Mary comes over, but yeah. That's it, guys, for the show tonight. I just want to say a massive thank you to all the guests coming on. Owen, as always, mate, for jumping on at the end. All the people in the chat, super chats, Alien, the mods, Paul, Alien, for everyone. Give the video a like before you leave, people. Let's get the likes up there free. And if you are watching for the first time, we do this all the time. We try and get as many people on. To do that, you need to subscribe so you know when we're doing these shows, so you can get on and have a chat. And maybe we'll do a group chat next time. We'll get a few people all in one. And do it that way instead of bringing on people one by one. We'll have a chat all the way through with a couple of regulars and a few new guys in, just so you guys feel like you're part of it.
How is someone spelling my name wrong in the comments? It's written on the screen most of the time, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, hang on a minute. I'll just bring it up for people.
Mate,
there you go.
Honestly, spelling the name wrong still. And like, what is this? I'm 21. I don't have a child. Like, I know this is banter, but this needs to be seriously said. I do not have any children.
Yeah, just calm it down, people. He's all right. Alien loves the wind up, though. Guys, that's it for tonight. Do hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you're watching for the first time. I'll see you tomorrow night, people. Another big one. hopefully you'll see me doing plenty more Fergie dances, waking the neighbours. Well, if they're asleep at that time, I would be worried, but annoying the neighbours probably more to the right comment. I'll speak to them, people. Take it easy.